what happens here. That's where they're aiming for. Istanbul in May and the final. Manchester City have never played in the Champions League final. Stadium for UEFA purposes, it's just called the Dortmund Stadium. They don't like using any sponsors' names. Dortmund in their famous yellow and black, and Manchester City in their equally famous light blue. Youngster picked up from Barcelona. Apparently there were some fireworks let off outside the City Hotel, and well, Taylor's old as time, that, trying to disrupt the sleep, but think in this stadium. Getting the wrong side there, Haaland. Shot is blocked on the way through, and Dortmund have the lead, and it's Jude Bellingham with a fantastic finish into the roof of the net. His first Champions League goal, and that's one to set the cat really among the pigeons.
Himself into a bit of a bad position, but as he cuts this back here, there's a bit of a deflection, but look at that for feet, and that's just beautiful. Really is. It's a fine strike with accuracy and precision to put his team 1-0 up.
The tie, Dortmund get their goal. And as things stand, if there were no further goals, that is a very, very big if, with the two teams involved here, they would go through with 1-0.
At the end is just world class, and they're going to need something like that again to dig them out of a hole.
Moving with some confidence, Bellingham to bring it down again. Dahoud to pick it up, Royce is waiting here! And just for a moment, just a City Foden to Gundogan, 5 years a Dortmund player. Of course, he played and scored in the final in 2013 for them. Slid through to Bernardo Silva, then De Bruyne. Cut out by Akanji. Royce to lay it wide. Up on by Bernardo Silva. But they are covering every blade of grass out there in the cause at the moment. Dortmund. Free kick, Manchester City.
I've got a feeling he gets a lot of the ball here, Bellingham. Yeah, he gets there first, wins the ball. Don't see how that's a free kick, personally.
Zinchenko. One thing Dortmund, and that is half-time. Dortmund do get to half-time with the lead effectively in the tie. Jude Bellingham, 17-year-old former Birmingham City player, with a marvellous strike, his first Champions League goal to tilt this tie Dortmund's way.
Haven't been beaten away from their own ground since the 21st of November when they lost at Spurs in the Premier League. Now at the stage of the Champions League where they've exited in each of the last 3 seasons. Foden's little chip. Diaz still up there. Mahrez. Ruben Diaz. Head, let's see. It will be reviewed. The arm is out. He heads it onto the arm.
Heads it onto the arm, which normally indicates it won't be given.
And Mahrez fires in emphatically.
And in numbers and with great discipline. Now you've got to switch it up a bit. The City had to. Can Dortmund respond?
Royce, Haaland, Daoud running strongly through the middle. Haaland has support from Marco Reus. There's Daoud, nice bit of skill. And it was Ruben Dias who stayed switched on to block.
Lose your man and it can cost you the tie. You've really got to be so focused.
We talked about Manchester City's lack of a striker on the field. It has to be time now for Dortmund to get the ball up to Haaland a whole lot more than they have done in either game. As Gundogan takes issue with Jude Bellingham. And it's Haaland who has to get in the way. With Dortmund, if their fuses weren't lit here. Royce. Rafa Guerreiro is forward. Daoud. Emre Can couldn't get it through the gap for the Germans. Now here's Foden, who lets fly and scores, and that will do it for Manchester City. It is their young crown prince, Philip Foden. On top of each other. Haaland, it's a rocket, but the rocket took off.
Zinchenko there, just conceding possession in a dangerous area. Yeah, you would expect more.
Jude Bellingham's work is done. He'll be disappointed, but he has nothing to be disappointed about. Another. That will do it for Manchester City. They have got rid of their Champions League quarter-final bogey under Pep Guardiola. Not without a huge scare. Edin Terzic's Dortmund in front at half-time through 17-year-old sensation Jude Bellingham had too much. The penalty was looked at and forensically examined.